Okay, let's go.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Look at this. Would you drink this? For millions of people every single day, this is their reality. While we sit here drinking clean tap water, drinking clean filtered water, and not even batting an eye. Like, we're so ungrateful if you really think about it like that. Water scarcity, a silent crisis that is threatening the foundation of our existence. Here on Earth, in the developing countries, in India, in Pakistan, all those countries, they don't have a reliable source of water. It's essential, you know? It quenches thirst, grows foods and nourishes crops, sustains ecosystems, supports diverse species, powers industries that drive economies. Despite its importance, clean and safe water remains inaccessible for billions. Only 3% of the Earth's water is fresh water. Most of it is trapped in glaciers or underground. For many, water scarcity is not just a statistic, it is their everyday reality. Over 2 billion people lack access to clean, safe drinking water. Water scarcity has a ripple effect. Every year, waterborne diseases like cholera, dysentery, and typhoid kill millions of people, particularly children who have weak immune systems, and pregnant women who have children in their bellies and are needed to be protected from disease and bacteria. A child dies every 2 months due to waterborne crisis. Contaminated water, it contributes to long-term health problems such as stunted growth and weakened immunity. Communities across the globe walk miles daily to fetch water, often unsafe for consumption, while we have taps at home, and we're able to, with a pull of a handle, we're able to get rivers of water from just our taps alone, clean and safe for consumption. And yet, when they drink this water they walk miles for, they suffer from preventable diseases and malnutrition caused by this unclean water. This crisis also impacts global stability. In agriculture, which consumes 70% of the world's fresh water, faces shortages, leading to lower food production and rising prices. So this water cannot be used. Conflicts over water resources are emerging, with the potential for water wars between nations. Because some nations don't have water, they don't have safe, clean water, and to provide for their citizens, they must fight other nations in order to get water. This thing that we take for granted, this simple resource that we take for granted, other peoples are fighting other people, causing bloodshed just for some water. And that's something that we should keep in mind every single day. The economic and social impacts of water scarcity are also significant. They affect vulnerable groups like women and children in rural areas, which spend hours fetching water daily. This time could otherwise be spent on education, employment or other opportunities. But instead, they're busying themselves with getting water for their families. And if they don't, they will die. Economic losses. Water scarcity leads to lower agricultural yields, increasing food prices. And thus people, on top of getting water, they have to work as well. And that backs up my point before, as in like education, they're busy trying to fetch water. They're busy working. The price of food is increasing because there is are decreasing. Such as energy production, manufacturing suffer major setbacks. Poverty. So on top of having to work, there is not much work to begin with. So they have to do odd jobs. Videos of kids online picking crap from Subhanahu wa Taala said that if you donate even 1 penny, then you'll be rewarded, because that water that they drink will turn into reward for you. So please donate for those in need. Apart from water wells, there are other global solutions to water scarcity. Technological innovations such as desalination plants, where we convert seawater into drinkable water. Water recycling systems treat wastewater for reuse in agriculture and industry, and rainwater harvesting is a simple, effective and sustainable way to gain clean water. Why does this matter? So imagine a mother in Cambodia, no longer worrying about where to find clean water for her family. Picture her children laughing as they collect water from a well you helped build with your money. Now, know that your actions directly contribute to health, education and hope for a better future. And even visit the well so you can see the direct impact you have on their community and people. See how thankful they are to you, and see how happy you'll be seeing these people and them being able to drink clean water other than this disgusting dirty water that I have in my hand. Water scarcity is a global challenge, but we can all play a part in the solution. Let's work together to ensure that clean, safe water is not just a privilege for a few, but for all. By funding this well, we are not just providing water, we're providing life, opportunity and hope. Thank you for listening.
What a fantastic speech. Thank you, Danny. Thank you. Did you inspire us? Absolutely yes. To the parents at home and people tuning into this live feed, my name is David Purcell, and I've had the privilege of working with your young adults for the last 6 weeks. Part of this process is that the students deliver a speech and I give them feedback. This is not criticism. It is feedback to continue to help them develop in their public speaking and leadership skills.
Can Abdurrahman Sikandar please come to the front office? Abdurrahman Sikandar to the front office. Thank you.
I know before this day is concluded that I'm going to walk out of there feeling a very proud man. Why? Because I've seen the improvement in each of you. What did we see today? We saw a person passionate about the world needing water. That's what inspired me. What inspired me even more was the fact that somebody here is doing something about it. In terms of feedback, very, very clever use of the bottled water as a prop. First thing. Second thing, a powerful opening because people could not take their eyes off that water. It looks terrible, but it's meant to look terrible. So it was a very effective use of a prop. The detail in the speech was obvious because the content was very good. The call to action about raising money and feeling the pride of looking at a well that's helping people. Isn't that what we do? We help people. So I'm really, really pleased that the message was there. My message to Danny is to continue to develop your leadership and public speaking skills and just slow down a little bit. Fantastic performance. Thank you. You're next.
How often?
Sorry?
How often?
If you want it. Title of the speech is
How to be entertained on a road trip.
How to be entertained on a road trip, please.
Do I start?
Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name's Abraham, which I'm sure everyone knows. But before I start explaining what I'm going to be talking about, first I want you all to picture this. You're going on a 15-hour road trip from Adelaide all the way to Sydney. Sounds terrible, right? Well, it actually isn't that bad. There's a few tips I want to share with you all to make the trip funner than your actual destination. So please, listen closely. First of all, this tip may sound completely absurd to you. If you're as tall as Adam, or if you're as muscular as Danny. If you're taking your trip in a 7-seater, especially with multiple siblings, always sit at the very back. Some of you probably don't have a choice and get forced at the back. People tend to think of it as a punishment. But just imagine it as a cozy little hut where you can play games, do your speech, which I personally account for, or sleep. But like I said, I don't think all of you will find it comfortable. So I have a better tip that I think will work for all of you. Please, for goodness sake, bring snacks and drinks. I know none of you in this room will survive a road trip without snacks. It doesn't matter if you're hungry or not. It's a human's nature to eat and drink, even when they don't need to. I find bringing a variety of snacks interesting, because after I finish each one of the boxes, I can just read the ingredients and see what chemicals entered my stomach. But jokes aside, snacks don't have to be ultra processed. They just need to keep you satisfied for the time being. You might ask, time being, I just realized I probably forgot my most important tip. Taking stops does not only allow you to stretch and walk around, some places in between your trip might be extremely interesting. For example, I traveled with my family to Melbourne around a week ago, which is why I wasn't here for last week's speech, which I found myself funner than the trip to Melbourne. We stopped at the Pink Lake, which was absolutely fascinating to look at. It looked like pink lemonade with a squirt of passion fruit. I told you, it truly is human's nature. Excuse me for this, but I also think the Pink Lake was more captivating than the whole Adelaide city. Let me get back to my point. I didn't see anything in Melbourne like it at all. So taking stops every 1 or 2 hours and choosing beautiful stops is the best way to make your road trip more enjoyable. Furthermore, when going on the trip to the way back, please take different stops. You don't want to ruin your memories of the place. Go somewhere else. It does not matter if it's a tree museum, which I amusingly found pretty cool, or just a plain desert. Stepping outside of the car is going to give you relief and make you remember the trip to your destination or back well. This tip is obvious to most of you, and I want to put this in because I know you won't live without it. If you don't bring your devices to your trip, I'm actually concerned. The reason why I wanted to bring this point is because 90% of the time, your hotspot probably isn't working. My solution to this is to download whatever media you're going to read or watch for the trip. Whether it's downloading the Quran and memorizing a surah or multiple surahs, or downloading Duolingo and practicing a new language, heck, even watch your saved videos. Bringing your device to a road trip isn't hard at all, but knowing how to use it is. I don't want to sound like a parent, but don't go on devices for too long. It makes you feel sick, and you miss out on a lot of stuff. Spending around 30 minutes on your device and having long breaks is probably the best way to use your device. Also, be extremely wary of the battery. I think I got 3 devices down to 0% while on my trip. In that case, bring a power bank or 2, which if none of you know what it is, it stores electricity for your battery, kind of like a battery for a battery. But the key to your device is to use it wisely, because everyone's time is valuable. If you're able to, quickly check your road trip on Google Maps, as when I was coming back, we had to go through Adelaide Hills. I wouldn't bat an eye if they called the place a theme park. I know Mr. Purcell lives there, if I'm not mistaken, and now I feel his sorrow and pain. It's an absolute heck of a trip when you're about to be crushed by 3 luggage bags as well. In all seriousness, make sure the driver isn't taking a tough route, because it can seriously be a huge risk, especially at night. If there's only one route to your specific destination, also make sure your driver knows a part of the way. Adding on to my point from some time earlier, this will sound stupid, and I don't think anyone here will agree with me, even if I provide my evidence. But please don't take photos. Scientists have found out that taking photos makes you remember less, as you rely heavily on the photo. This is called the photo-taking impairment effect. Memories aren't stored in your phone. You get to remember memories anywhere you go, anywhere at all. Some of you all think it's important to dress formally when traveling, which I respect the nobility, but it is not a good idea at all. If you actually want to relax while inside of the car, turning on the air conditioner and wearing some casual clothes will set your mind afloat. You don't understand the relief when you're wearing comfortable clothes and walk outside to one of your stops. That reminds me, always take advantage of your stops. As I said earlier, it's tough to access mobile data during the trip. But most of the stops probably have data connection. Also, please go to the toilet. Eating all those snacks and drinking all those cans of soda are definitely going to have you begging. Do I stop?
No, keep please go. I just bumped the bell. My apologies.
Oh, okay. You're begging for a toilet to come by. Really taking advantage of your stops is going to make your trip refreshing when you hop back into the car. One more thing I'd like to mention is staying comfortable while you sleep. If you're not driving, please make sure to bring a neck pillow or a blanket to rest, especially if you're planning on taking a nap. The car can get a little bit bumpy, and it's easy to wake up feeling worse than before you slept. Don't forget your sunglasses and hat either. The sun can be harsh, and having a pair on hand will keep you more comfortable. Obviously, there's no need to wear them in the car, especially if you took into consideration my first tip. To finish this off, I want you all to understand that a road trip doesn't have to be boring, and you can explore wonderful and beautiful places that you would have never thought of seeing. Enjoying your trip, enjoying your way to your destination and back is key to ending your trip on a good note. And please, don't take any of my trips to the extreme, like drinking too much water, going on your devices too much, or even sleeping too much. You're going to be stopping a lot more stops than planned. These are all my 10 tips for staying entertained on a road trip, and thank you all very much for listening.
Please come to the front office. Giza, my legs to the front office. Thank you.
Well done. One for each. Another inspiring speech. Thank you, Aberdeen. Thank you. What I particularly liked about this speech was it took a simple pleasure, which is a road trip, and the speech was built around it, and built around it very, very effectively. Hand gestures were brilliant. Thank you. You did it very, very well. Strong voice, correct speaking pace, as people could hear what you were saying. The use of notes was very well managed because you had notes, but you referred to them only when you needed to, which tells me you rehearsed it very well. I like the subtle use of comedy. I respect nobility just by dressing well. It was very well done, and I would encourage other members of the class to think about how you can use comedy if you want to in your style. Today we saw a perfect example of how that should be done. How to be entertained on a road trip? You've taught me something. Thank you very much. Next speaker is Asma.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Imagine waking up one morning and finding out that every single blessing you once had and took for granted just disappeared suddenly. your eyesight, your hearing, your speech, your movement just simply vanished. How would you feel? Now consider this. All of those blessings that we think are permanent are actually gifts from Allah. But how often do we pause to acknowledge them? Not just by saying Alhamdulillah, but by acknowledging them with our actions and obeying Allah and what He commanded and staying away from that which He prohibited. Now, in the last few weeks, I've had a multitude of different topics for my speech, and I was really affected by Danny's speech and the others who focused on salah, praying, and other Islamic topics. So today, I want to take you on a journey and explore gratitude from an Islamic perspective. A powerful force that increases our connection with Allah and strengthens our lives. Allah says, "And remember when your Lord proclaimed, if you are grateful, I will certainly give you more. But if you are ungrateful, surely my punishment is severe." Now, in this verse, Allah is not only encouraging being grateful, rather Allah is promising you, guaranteeing you, giving you 100% certainty that if you are to be grateful for what you already have, for the blessings that He has already given you, He will give you more, whether it's in that same blessing or in other aspects of your life. So why do we neglect this simple yet transformative act that can easily be implemented in our lives? In a world of social media and fast-moving society, it's hard for us to sit down and reflect on the blessings we have. You know, on social media, we see different influences and different people showing us the best part of their lives. We don't even get to see the fact that they actually have struggles, they have hard times, and the things that we see are only a very limited and small portion of their life. And because of this, we feel like what we have is very small and what everyone else has is very large. The Prophet ﷺ in a hadith, whoever is not grateful for small blessings will not be grateful for large ones. Now, when we embrace gratitude, even for the small things in life, we learn to be grateful for when we actually have those big things. As soon as we hear of a big blessing that has approached us, whether it be a really good exam grade or something great that's happened in our family, we immediately tend to being grateful to Allah. And when we embrace this mindset shift of from scarcity to one of abundance, we start to see blessings as something that can come to us easily, with Allah's permission, of course. And also, we also see others' blessings as something normal. And we don't think of their blessings as something that has to be removed for us to get those. We think that if he has something or if they have something, then it has to go away for me to get the same thing. But Allah is not like that. Allah can do whatever we ask Him for. And of course, now not only this, studies show that embracing gratitude actually helps reduce stress and anxiety and reduces depression. Now, of course, we shouldn't be referring to this as a reason for us to be grateful, but even the non-Muslims acknowledge that gratitude is extremely important within our lives. Imagine a student who is grateful for the opportunity to learn. Not only will it serve as a motivation for them to continue going on with their studies and try to get the best marks possible, they will use that opportunity in the best way possible. They will make sure that they don't waste a single minute, and they will show immense respect not only to their teachers, but to their fellow classmates who also have that same blessing. And not only that, they will look at the people who don't have the same opportunity and try to share that blessing with them as well. And that will further increase their gratitude. Now, as Muslims, our purpose is to worship Allah alone and attain His pleasure. And attain His pleasure. Now, of course, in Islam we believe in different prophets, and Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam, peace be upon him, is a great example of showing gratitude, especially in times of hardship. You know, when we have all the blessings we want, when we get all the exam marks we wanted, when we get everything in our personal lives and our professional lives that we wanted, it's very easy to be grateful. Of course, you have everything that you wanted, but in the times where it's really difficult to be grateful is when you don't get what you wanted. Is when you feel like you're not getting what you wanted, and someone else right next to you is getting exactly what you wanted, and they aren't even being grateful for it. But Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam was grateful to Allah throughout it all. When he faced his immense sickness, which completely transformed his life, he lost his wealth, his family, his own body, he lost his strength. Allah tested him with this. And eventually, because of his remaining steadfast and being patient upon what he was afflicted with, and being grateful for what he still had, you know, Allah still gave him other things, and he looked at those things as blessings, even though other things around him were seemingly collapsing. Life will test us, but gratitude transforms those tests into learning opportunities and opportunities for us to look at things differently and get closer to Allah. Now, I know I've been telling you about the importance of gratitude and why we should really be implementing it in our lives. But something else, of course, I don't want to be shoving this down your throat and telling you its importance without telling you how to actually go about being grateful in our day-to-day lives. So is it just about saying Alhamdulillah, or is it much more than that? Look, Allah does not just look at what we say on our tongues. Of course, it's extremely important to remember Allah with our tongues and say these phrases. It's a great act of worship and it's from the sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him. But Allah also commanded us certain things and prohibited us certain things. Are we really grateful to Allah if we know what He commanded and what He prohibited, but are continuously transgressing those bounds? Are we really grateful to Him when He blessed us with all of these things, yet we still disobeyed Him? Now, another way of showing gratitude is actually by thanking the people. In the hadith that we discussed earlier, the continuation is, he who does not thank the people is not grateful to Allah. So, of course, we should attribute the success purely to Allah. However, in your life, there's going to be many people that helped you achieve that level of success. You know, the teachers, your parents, they might have helped you get those good grades. And they definitely would have helped you get those good grades and help you achieve the things that you wanted to achieve in your life. Not only should we thank Allah, we should thank them. And that is a way of thanking Allah, as the Prophet tells us in this hadith. Look, gratitude is more than just a fleeting feeling. It's, as Muslims, it's a way of life, a perspective that transforms every single blessing that we have into something that we should look at from a completely different perspective. Now, I want to inspire you, brothers, to do two things. First of all, reflect upon your life and look at from the small things and the big things that you have been blessed with, and look at them and take a moment to just reflect and think about the millions of people around the world that don't have that same blessing. Earlier, we just had Brother Danny discuss the importance of water. He showed us that bottle of the water that people have to actually drink. It's not just something that he's showing us. People actually have to drink that water. And we, like he discussed, have the access to clean water. And the second thing is to show Allah with gratitude and to show the people with gratitude with these blessings. You know, your parents are working out there providing for you to have that water, for you to have that food with Allah's permission. We need to show gratitude to both them and Allah. Now, by doing this, not only will we transform our mindset, we'll reduce our stress, we'll look at things completely differently. When we scroll on social media, we won't be as stressed, you know, we'll be able to look at the blessings that we have and not worry too much about what other people have. And in fact, it will make us even more grateful for the things that we have. I hope this serves as a reminder to myself, first and foremost, and for us all to be more grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as part of our daily lives. Thank you for listening.
Time check, when do we need to stop?
There is no limit. It's life.
I feel like I'm a father and I'm proud of my children. And I say that with the greatest respect. Already, if we stopped and did nothing more, I walk out of here being inspired and proud of each and every one of you. And I know there's more to come. But what another powerful speech. Reflect and show gratitude. Gratitude in Islam. Thank you, Hamza, for sharing that with us. Thank you for inspiring me and the rest of the classmates. I really like the way you wove into your speech the links of gratitude and how it relates to everyday life. The message I want to share with everybody is, when you speak, think about how you can do this. How you can bring it back to something that people can relate to. And that's what you did today. You did it brilliantly. Eye contact. Everybody felt involved. The recommendation, feedback I'd give you is, and it's much improved from the first time we saw you. You used to speak at around 250 kilometres an hour. Now you're speaking at 86. And that is to your credit. Well done. We want to get it to 60. Just a little bit more. But I'm really proud of what you've done, and I'm very proud of the fact that you've taken notice of what we shared as the class over the last 6 weeks, and you put it into practice. Very, very well done. Congratulations. I hear him more. You want to be next, don't you?
He told me this.
Thank you. Okay, when you're ready.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Close your eyes for a moment and picture this. A young boy, barely 6 years old, walking under the burning sun with an empty bucket in his hand. His feet are dusty, his back is tired, and his heart is heavy. He's heading to the nearest water source, an hour's walk away. When he finally reaches it, the water is musty, unsafe, and it's all his family has. Now open your eyes and imagine this. That same boy running with joy, filling his bucket from a clean water well near his home. His smile is brighter, his energy is boundless, and his life is forever changed. My friends and I are here to bring that vision to life. We are raising funds to build a water well in Cambodia, a well that will provide clean water for those in need. But more than that, it's a well of hope, faith, and humanity. Access to clean water is something many of us take for granted. We turn on the tap and there it is, a safe, abundant, and ready. There it is, safe, abundant, and ready. But for millions of others around the world, especially in Cambodia, clean water is a distant dream. Families walk for hours each day to fetch water. The water they collect is often polluted, leading to diseases. Without clean water, children miss school, parents can't work, and communities remain trapped in a cycle of poverty. This is a crisis, but it's one that we can solve. As Muslims, we're taught to serve others. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, the best of charity is giving water to drink. Why water, you might ask? Because it sustains life. It's the foundation of health. It's the root of productivity and the seed of opportunity. Our intention is simple: to ease the burden of those in need, to provide relief, and to bring blessings, not just to them, but to all of us who contribute. This well is not just a physical structure. It represents hope for a mother who has been struggling to provide clean water for her children. This well is a miracle for a father whose crops have withered due to lack of water. This well is a chance to rebuild for a community that has suffered in silence. This well is a lifeline. But there's more to it. This well is also an is also an act of da'wah, a way of showing the beauty of Islam. It's a message without words, a message that says we care about you, we want to help you, and we do this because our faith teaches us to love, to give, and to serve. The impact of this well goes far beyond the water. It will improve health, empower education, and boost livelihood, strengthen communities. Clean water reduces disease and saves lives. When children no longer spend hours fetching water, they can go to school. Access to water allows families to grow crops and earn income. Clean water brings people together, fostering unity and cooperation. And there is another ripple effect, an effect on our hearts and minds. When people see Muslims working to improve their lives, it opens the door of conversations about faith and the values we hold dear. But this isn't just about what my friends and I are doing. This is about all of us. Every one of us has a power to make a difference, and every contribution matters, no matter how small. It always matters. Think of it this way. Imagine standing in front of Allah on the Day of Judgment, and He shows you a child drinking clean water, smiling, healthy, and happy. Then He says, this happened because of you. How beautiful would that be? This is an opportunity to invest in something eternal. The rewards of this world won't stop when it's built. They will continue for as long as it's used. Every drop of water, every life saved, every prayer of gratitude from families who benefit, it all becomes part of our legacy. In the Quran, Allah says, وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّنْ خَيْرٍ تَجِدُوهُ عِندَ اللَّهِ وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ وَأَعْظَمُ أَجْرًا. And whatever good you put forward for yourselves, you will find it with Allah. That is better and greater in reward. Building this world is a form of sadaqah jariyah, ongoing charity. Even after we've left this world, the spirit breaks and continue to benefit us. And who knows, and who knows, maybe this world will inspire someone to learn more about Islam, to see its beauty and mercy, and to embrace it. Let me leave you with this thought. We often look at the world's problems and feel overwhelmed. We think, I'm just one person, what can I do? But big changes start small. They start with a drop of water, a single step, a simple intention. Today, I invite you to be part of this journey. Together we can build a world, not just in Cambodia, but in the hearts of those who help, those we help. Let's dig a well of compassion, a well of generosity, and a well of faith. Because when we give water, we don't just quench thirst. We give life, hope, and a reminder of Allah's mercy. Let's make this dream a reality, one drop at a time. Thank you for listening.
I'm getting prouder and prouder by the minute. This was really good to see. I'm impressed with the focus on water today, brothers. I'm also impressed that this college and the students are taking action on a very important, serious, global issue. We've heard two speeches that link to water, and we've heard two different variations on it. Hope, faith in humanity are the words that I heard. I want to draw your attention to a piece of feedback I'll give to our speaker. He showed us how to use vocal variety. Did you remember him saying, every? Because I did. Use that to reinforce the points is what we said when we spoke about vocal variety. This was done very, very well today. I like the use of the unspoken words, which is body language. We can solve this. We can solve this. Hand on the heart, see? It's subtle, but it reinforces things. Please think about this when you speak. The only feedback I'd give is we want to see more of your happy, smiling face. At times you were looking down here a bit, and what happens when you look down is your voice bounces off here and goes to there. When you lift your face up, the voice goes this way. I know you're working on it, and I'm proud of what you've done. But that's the feedback I'll give you. Thank you. Who's next? They said you. Come, what's up? You go. I want to hear some words of wisdom from you. Please give me some encouragement. Come on.
Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna write a word on the board, and I want you just to watch. This word is fear. We've all been inside, in a state of fear before. I right now am in complete fear. Public speaking is fear itself. But you know, you need to understand that fear is a mere illusion. a mere figment of your imagination. And that's the points I'm going to be talking about today. As fear is a natural human emotion, it can be both helpful and harmful. Remember that you can use any emotion that your body gives you to your advantage, but it can also weaken you. You can use fear to strive for more, and you can use fear to weaken yourself. If I feared to come up here today, I wouldn't have the opportunity to talk to you. I wouldn't have the opportunity to talk about this topic. If I am being honest, the reason I chose fear as my topic is because I feared that I couldn't come up with a topic for today. So it's better. So I thought it would be better if I did something that actually happened to me while making this speech. Overcoming fear. How do we as humans overcome fear? Well, fear, to overcome it, you need courage. Courage comes from inside yourself. It is not something that you can get so easily. You have to build on it. Create the foundation, and it's only up from there. It also requires self-awareness. You need to know who you are before you address that fear. You need to know why you fear something. Because remember, fear will only drag you down. It will never help you in a sense of emotion. Another way to overcome fear is the willingness to step outside of one's comfort zone. I'm not the most confident person in the world, but that does not mean I don't come up here and talk to you. That does not mean I don't present a speech in front of you. I would want to go out of my way to get out of my comfort zone. Because when you do that, you improve yourself as a person. This is the reality of fear. Conquering fear. Conquering fear can lead to personal growth, just as I just said. If you conquer fear, you will grow more in a mental understanding. Because when you conquer your fear, you have no boundaries to what you can do. Because boundaries are fear, and fear are boundaries. Conquering fear can also increase your resilience against hardship. Because when you conquer fear, you understand the importance of confidence. The importance, it's okay to take risks. It's okay to mess up sometimes. That's the importance of overcoming fear. And fear leads to greater opportunities. Overcoming fear leads to greater opportunities. Because if you do not do something because of fear, you might have missed out on something. If I was fearful to come up today, I could have missed out on the opportunity to talk to you all. And if you fear to come up here today, you would have missed the opportunity to share with us something that is very valuable. Fear is a human emotion. But it's also a boundary stopping us from success. And when you're having a test and you're fearing that test, do you think you're going to do better on it? Do you think you're going to do better on something if you fear it or be confident with it? I'm not saying go out of the way and be confident to space. Confidence has its limits. But fear should not be in your heart, and it should not be in your mental state or mind. That is why fear should not affect your life, affect who you are. Fear may happen, but don't give in. Because when you give in, you have given in into failure. Take the risk. Take the opportunity to get to that next stepping stone of success. The word written on the board here, it should not be something that you accept. You should consider it as an illusion. But just because it is an illusion does not mean it cannot harm you. This word that is called fear is something that we have made up. It's something that we use to describe when we do not want to do something. But one needs to understand why they don't want to do something. Is it embarrassment? Is it the lack of knowing something? Is it the lack of confidence inside yourself? When you understand fear, you understand yourself. Take a moment to think. Why do you fear about this certain thing in your life? Because I know everyone has a fear in their hearts. Because fear is common and it's normal. If you are going to fear something, fear Allah, because He is the only person who can judge you. He's the only person that can take you to heaven or hell. Don't fear other things. They are temporary. They aren't permanent. Only fear something if it's completely permanent. Again, I request you, I challenge you and request that the next time you fear something or someone, ask yourself why you fear that thing. And then you get the answer to it. You will start understanding not the fear itself, but yourself. In the end of the day, my dear brothers, fear is just an emotion. But does that mean we should give in to that emotion? Happiness, anger, sadness, these are emotions that actually mean something, that actually are important. I'm not saying fear is important, I'm saying that fear should not stop you. So thank you for listening, and I hope you understand that fear should not stop you from getting the next stepping stone of your life. Do not stop you from succeeding. Do not fear failure, because when you fear something, you hold yourself back, not anything else. Thank you for listening.
The illusion of fear. First point I want to comment on. The use of the board and a prop. Not only was the word written there, but our speaker referred to it. It's only got 4 letters. But what a powerful reminder that our speaker said today, this is fear and it's an illusion. Very clever execution. Spoke without notes. I'm sure you noticed that. It's from here and here. But how much more power is there in the presentation when you do not use notes? I ask you to just think about this. I'm not criticizing for 1 second people that use notes, but I ask you to look at the difference. I really enjoyed some of the phrases, which was word usage and also vocal variety. Did anybody notice when Musa said, take a moment? You almost could not hear it because his voice was at this level. Take a moment. You see the power of vocal variety, which is what we talked about when we did that session. Get out of your comfort zone. Now, if that doesn't inspire anybody, I don't know what will. Fear is an illusion. I challenge you and I request you. That's the call to action. For the parents watching this, it's interesting for me as a facilitator, this wonderful group of brothers sitting in front of me here, when we started, struggled to speak for 30 seconds. Now, 8 minutes, 10 minutes is nothing. As they live on in your family, blame me when they start to talk for 1 hour when you really only want them to speak for 5 minutes. That's the message I give to the parents. My fault, but I'm so proud of what I've seen so far. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
Raise fear.
Over the end there, please.
Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that resonates deeply within us all: dreams. Not the kind we have while we sleep, but the aspirations that keep us awake at night. The goals that spark excitement, challenge our comfort zones, and make us feel alive. Pursuing dreams is one of the most courageous things that you can do. It takes vision, resilience, and most of all, belief in yourself. But let me remind you all, every person you admire, every success story you've heard, started as someone with a dream, and the bravery to chase it. Dreams are powerful. They give us the purpose and direction. They ignite passion in our hearts and help us see a future bigger than the present. Consider this: without dreams, we would remain stagnant, trapped in the ordinary. Think of Malala. She had a simple yet bold dream: a world where every girl could go to school. Her journey wasn't easy. She faced obstacles that would have made many of us, give up. Yet, her belief in her dream held her forward, and today, she's a symbol of courage and change for millions around the globe. Now let me ask you, what is your dream? It doesn't matter if your dream feels too big or if others doubt its worth. What matters is that it matters to you. Whether you want to start a business, become an artist, or make a difference in your community, your dream is valid. And if you protect it, nurture it, and work for it, it has the power to change not just your life, but the world around you. Of course, the path to achieving your dreams isn't always smooth. You'll face challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But here's the truth: obstacles aren't there to stop you. They're there to strengthen you. Take Thomas Edison as an example. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I would not have failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Every failure that you encounter is a lesson, a stepping stone towards your success. Instead of fearing failure, embrace it. Use it to learn, grow, and adapt. Remember, the greatest stories of success are often the ones that begin with failure. Fear and doubt are perhaps the biggest barriers to pursuing our dreams. Fear whispers, "What if you fail?" Doubt questions, "Are you good enough?" Let me tell you a secret. Everyone experiences fear and doubt. Even the most accomplished people started their journeys of uncertain success. The difference is, they didn't let it stop them. When fear arises, acknowledge it, but don't let it control you. Focus on the possibilities instead of the pitfalls. Ask yourself, what if I succeed? What if this is the moment that changes everything? Dreams are beautiful ideas, but they remain just that, ideas, until you act on them. Action is the bridge between imagination and reality. Take a moment to think about the last time you felt truly inspired by an idea. Did you act on it? Or did you just wait for the perfect moment? Here's a secret. The perfect moment does not exist. Waiting only delays change. When you act, even if it's just a small step, you set things in motion. Momentum builds up upon itself. It's like a snowball rolling down the downhill. It starts small, but gains speed and power with every turn. Consider someone like Elon Musk. His dream of exploring space seemed impossible at first, but he didn't wait for everything to align perfectly. He started with what he had, faced challenges head on, and built SpaceX into what it is today. A company that is redefining what's possible. Action does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Some days your steps will be small, and that's okay. Progress is still progress, no matter the size. When we think about pursuing our dreams, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. The vision of what we want to achieve often feels so massive, so far away, that we don't even know where to begin. But here's the truth. Every big accomplishment starts with a single step. Let's think about one of the greatest human achievements, putting a man on the moon. That extraordinary feat did not happen in a single leap. It was a result of years of small, deliberate actions, one calculation, one test flight, and one innovation at a time. Each step, no matter how small it may seem, at the moment was essential to the final success. The same principle applies to your dreams. Whether you want to become a writer, an entrepreneur, or an athlete, the key is to focus on progress, not perfection. It's not about doing everything all at once. It's about doing something every day that moves you closer to your goal. Imagine planting a seed. At first, the progress feels invincible. Days go by, nothing seems to change. But beneath the surface, roots are forming and growing seeds into the soil. With time and consistent care, water, sunlight, and patience, that seed grows to a thriving plant. Your dreams work the exact same way. The actions you take today might not yield with immediate results, but they are setting the foundation for future success. Sending one email, practicing for 10 minutes, or writing one paragraph might seem insignificant at first, but over time, these small actions compound to something extraordinary. Now, let's look at the power of habits. Research shows that small, consistent actions create momentum and build discipline. If you want to write a book, for example, start by committing by writing 1 page a day. In a year, you'll be having around 365 pages, a completed manuscript. Consistency is what separates dreamers from achievers. It's easy to be inspired at the start, but the real challenge is staying committed when excitement fades. There will be days where you don't feel like taking action, when doubt creeps in, or when progress feels slow. But those are the moments that matter most. Showing up even when it's hard. This is what turns a dream into reality. An example of the power of hard work to achieving your dreams is shown by J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She was rejected by 12 publishers before her first book was accepted. Imagine she had given up after the first rejection, or the fifth. The world would have missed out of one of the most beloved stories, books, and movies of all time. So keep showing up for your dream even when it feels hard. Every small step you take brings you closer to your goal. People around you have a profound impact on your journey. Surround yourself with those who believe in you and your dreams. Friends, mentors, allies who uplift and encourage you. Be wary of naysayers, those who say your dream job is impossible. Often their doubts are a reflection of their own insecurities, not your abilities. Listen to constructive criticism, but don't let negativity dim your light. Find your community, people who inspire you and share your vision. Together you'll achieve far more than you could alone. Thank you for listening.
That's a bell for me. Thank you. Today is a great day. Every speech, I can see that you guys are brilliant students because you're listening, you're practicing, you're testing. As one of our speakers said this morning, get out of your comfort zone. Please enjoy this feeling that you all have now. It's interesting to me because we've talked about water, we've talked about fear. Remember the first time I asked you to speak, how you felt. You've all overcome this and you're going to continue to do this. So I'm really, really pleased with what I'm seeing. Dreams. The clear message that this speech has given to me, obviously it inspired me and it inspired you as well. But it's all about not letting setbacks upset you. Just move on. The words were, obstacles are not there to stop you. If you just took that message and walked out this door and applied that in life, how powerful would that be? Because when we have setbacks, this is what our speaker said, you can take the downside and be all demotivated and give up. Or you can take the upside, which is, that's just a minor setback. Now what's next? Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Surround yourself with like-minded people. To our speaker, I say this to you. I've had the privilege of working with you for now 6 weeks. As an individual, you've come such a long way. I'm so proud of what you've done, because you've done it, not me, you. I encourage you to think about the success that you've felt, because that's a dream that has become a reality. You've overcome many of your fears that you had in leadership and public speaking. To me, the final messages in the speech are actually life-changing. Think about what our speaker said. That's what inspired me. That's what inspired you. Now we have to break now, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. We're going to break for prayers, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have a break for prayer. We're breaking for prayer now, right? We'll be back here at what time? 2 o'clock? And then we go through till 3:30? Right. Do not be late. The order you can sort out yourselves.
He's going next. He's going after him, and I'm going after him.
I always sit last.
Here? Yeah, I know. Pause. I turn it off. Yeah,
No, we saw Nadia speaking, and then I looked to the screen and he's speaking.
Bro,
There's like 20 seconds delay, bro.
he stayed in this position the whole time.
Well, I mean, some people are saying that. I don't know.
Like this.
Yeah, the transmission
And then
thing.
like this.
Yeah.
Like this. Like this.
Live, but it's not on.
I told you.
Look, I tapped it from his. You know how he was checking his nose? I tapped it from this.
Why did you tell me when I scratched my nose?
That was like most. That was like a.
Say it on
Did-
the
Apology. This isn't live right now. It's not live right
Really? Really not there.
now. It's on, it's on, it's on, it's on. But today's not on.
It's late.
Huh? Very much.
Look at how long it took for Kilo to get on the screen. Now he's staring at the camera.
Jello, you're next here.
Okay,
Is the camera working? That's the most important. Good. Okay, brothers. Okay. We need to get cracking because time is against us. Jello is going to deliver a speech. The power of self-discipline over motivation. Correct?
Yeah.
Over to you, my friend.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. The stuff that Nadir and my Musa over there talked about is very convenient because my topic relates to them. Just imagine waking up every morning with a surge of excitement to tackle your goals. The energy, the passion, the drive, they all feel so natural. But as the days pass, the initial spark fades and suddenly you find yourself struggling to stay on track. This is the reality of relying solely on motivation. Today, I want to share with you a powerful truth. While motivation is fleeting, self-discipline is enduring. Embracing self-discipline over motivation can transform your life in ways you never imagined. Motivation usually rises after witnessing an inspiring and motivational speech. After hearing such a deep speech, you sit there and contemplate. Sometimes something clicks in you and you realize, what am I doing with my life? Once you've realized this, you will start to think about ways to fix this. You will feel this strong eagerness to change. This is very important and it is the start to make a change. However, this does not last and is not enough. Referring to how Nadir spoke about dreams is not enough. You can dream all you want, but it won't matter if you don't make a change. Now back to the topic about motivational speeches. For example, let's say you hear about the importance of salah. And not delaying the prayer. In fact, Ahmed Yusuf
spoke about this matter a few weeks ago. Might I add, it was a very inspiring speech. I'm sure you all went home very inspired, because I know I did. You may have prayed your prayers on time for a few days, maybe even a week. This is the effect of motivation. But then you might catch yourself slipping up and starting to delay them again. This is due to the lack of discipline. Now, what exactly is motivation and self-discipline? Motivation is the spark that ignites. Let me tell you what that means. Motivation is like a spark that ignites our desires and sets us on a path towards our goals. It's the reason we start a new project, embark on a fitness journey, or learn a new skill. Motivation is essential. It fuels our dreams and gives us the initial to push to begin. However, motivation is inherently unstable. It ebbs and flows, influenced by our moods, circumstances, and external factors. Relying solely on motivations mean that when it wanes, so does our progress. Self-discipline is the steady flame. The steady flame that keeps burning, even when our motivation dims. Self-discipline is the ability to constantly take action towards your goals, regardless of how you feel. It's about establishing habits, setting routines, and maintaining commitment even when the enthusiasm is low. Unlike motivation, self-discipline is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. It provides the structure and resilience needed to achieve long-term success. Why self-discipline triumphs over motivation? There are 4 reasons why. Number 1 is the consistency breeds success. Success is not a result of sporadic bursts of effort, but of consistent, sustained action. Self-discipline ensures that you keep moving forward day in and day out, even when the initial excitement has faded. Consider the story of renowned author J.K. Rowling. She faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter was published. It was her self-discipline to continue writing and improving her craft that ultimately led to her success, not the fleeting moments of motivation and the dreams as Nadir mentioned before. Number 2 is overcoming obstacles. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. Motivation alone may falter in the face of adversity, but self-discipline provides the perseverance needed to overcome these obstacles. Take the example of Thomas Edison, who faced countless failures while inventing the light bulb. His unwavering self-discipline kept him experimenting until he achieved success, demonstrating that determination can triumph over temporary setbacks. Number 3 is building strong habits. Self-discipline helps in forming strong, positive habits that become second nature. Whether it's exercising regularly, eating healthy, or dedicating time to personal development, disciplined actions lead to lasting change. These habits require less mental effort over time, making it easier to maintain progress without relying on fluctuating motivation levels. Lastly, number 4 is enhancing self-control. Self-discipline strengthens your ability to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term goals. This self-control is crucial in various aspects of life, from managing finances to maintaining healthy relationships. By prioritizing disciplined decisions over impulsive actions, you create a solid foundation for achieving your aspirations. In the journey toward achieving your goals, remember that motivation may light the way, but it is self-discipline that keeps you moving forward. Embrace the power of this self-discipline and you will unlock your true potential. It is the steady force that transforms aspirations into reality, turning fleeting desires into lasting accomplishments. As you leave here today, commit to cultivating self-discipline in your daily life. Set clear goals, establish routines, and persevere through challenges. Let self-discipline be a cornerstone of your success, guiding you steadily toward the life that you envision. Thank you.
I need to be quick, guys, because time is against us. Fantastic speaking pace, very relaxed. Everything was considered, everything was used effectively. Thank you for doing that. The word usage, even the title, The Power of Self-Discipline Over Motivation, that had me curious. And you answered it very well in the speech because it was very well constructed and thought out. You used questions and you answered the questions. That's something we all must do. If you pose a question, answer it. Embrace the power of self-discipline. Very inspiring. Let self-discipline become a cornerstone of who we are. Feedback? You can use your hands a little more. You have improved.
Okay, Mohammed Zaidi from Year 7,
Which is
please
good.
step in front office. Mohammed Zaidi
I'd
from
encourage
Year
you to
7
keep
front
doing
office.
that.
Thank you.
Because that reinforces the words that you speak. Fantastic speech. Thank you so much. Next one I think is Adam, is that right? Yeah. Right, I'm next. Title of the speech, Ups and Downs. Come on, let's...
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before I begin my speech, I am a type 1 diabetic. Now, you might be wondering, why is this guy telling me that? I did not need to know that about a speech, but we'll get into that. We gather here today, not just as individuals, but as witnesses to something greater. The collective story of what it means to live, to experience, to fall and to rise again. Life is a beautiful, complex tapestry of triumphs and struggles, highs and lows, moments of joy and moments of pain. And yet, through it all, one undeniable truth arises. No matter how many times we fall, we will rise again. When we are young, we are taught that life is a series of milestones, a straight path towards a bright, unwavering future. We dream of our careers, our families, our successes, and we picture our lives unfolding perfectly in a certain rhythm. We expect the good times to come easily, and when the challenges arise, we expect them to be brief obstacles, things we can easily overcome. But what often we fail to realize in our youth is that life is far more unpredictable, far more intricate than we could ever imagine. Life in all its fullness is a series of cycles. Each of us will face moments where the road ahead seems unclear, where our dreams feel out of reach, or where the weight of the world presses down upon us. We will experience losses that shake us to our core, disappointments that feel impossible to recover from, and failures that make us question everything we worked for. And in those moments, it can feel as if the sun will never shine again, as if we've reached the end of the road. But here's the thing, life will always continue, no matter how deep the valley is. The mountain will always arise on the other side. The world does not stop spinning, and neither should we. In times of struggle, it is easy to believe that the journey has come to an end. We got lost in the disappointment, the pain, the uncertainty, and forget that these moments are not the end of the story. They are simply a chapter that will pass. The darkness of today does not define the light of tomorrow. And while the road may feel long and the climb may seem insurmountable, it is in these very moments where we find our strength. Think for a moment about the process of growth. A seed buried in the soil doesn't immediately see the sunlight. It faces pressure from all sides, and at times, it may even feel as though it is being suffocated. But eventually, after persevering through the darkness, the seedling pushes through the earth, reaching for the sky. And the same principle applies to us. We may be in a place where we can't see the path forward, where we feel small and uncertain, but inside us lies the potential to rise, just like that seed, waiting for the moment to break through. Life is a series of ups and downs, yes, but it's also a series of comebacks. I want you to take a moment and think of a time when you faced an obstacle, a time when you felt lost and defeated. How many times did you think that was it? That you couldn't go any further? Yet here you are, all together, in this room, giving speeches out, every one of you. You survived. You pushed through, whether you knew at the time or not. And that's what I want you to remember. Your capacity to rise is limitless. The human spirit is resilient. We are hardwired to adapt and grow, and to rise again after every setback. But the key to resilience lies in one simple truth. You cannot allow yourself to stay down. The pain is real, the challenges are real, the setbacks are real, but so is your power to overcome them. The story of your life is not written in these moments when you are down, but in the moments when you decide to rise, when you choose to fight another day. It's when you stand back up after all that your true strength reveals itself. There's a saying that life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the storm. Life will never be without storms. The question isn't whether or not the rain will come, because it will. The question is whether you will stand in it, let it wash over you, and find your way through. When you're in the midst of a storm, it can be difficult to see beyond the clouds. But know this, the storm will pass, and you will emerge stronger than before. Some of the most successful, resilient, and inspirational people in history have faced unimaginable struggles. They didn't let those struggles define them. They used them as fuel. They stumbled, they fell, they faced failures, but every time they got back up. They believed in their ability to rise again. And because of that belief, they shaped their destiny. Today, as we look forward, I ask you to think about the power of your own comeback. Life will test you. It will challenge you in ways you never expected. But each time you rise, you will become more than you were ever before. You will gain wisdom from your struggles, strength from your perseverance, and resilience from your resolve. And so when life knocks you down, and it will, remember, this is not the end of the story. The end will come, but it will come on your terms. When you've decided you are ready to move on to something even greater. Keep going. Trust the process. Believe in your ability to rise. And when you do, you'll realize something amazing. The more you fall, the more you rise, the stronger you become. Now, back to the start. Unfortunately, at the start of this year, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Upon finding out, it was pretty funny for me, but then it hit me. What am I gonna do, right? The thing is, I took this and it actually helped me. Unfortunately, before I was pretty fat, quite overweight, but this allowed me to stricten my diet into something that will benefit me. And from that, I've actually lost weight. And that, like many of you, maybe assignments, maybe your backflips, each one of you went through some struggles. And you 100% have persevered through them and faced them and come out stronger than before. Thank you for listening.
In all the years that I've been doing this, the speeches that mean the most to me are the personal ones. And we just heard that. The word usage, the story, the loop from the opening back to the conclusion was what I really wanted to point out to everybody here. The contrast between ups and downs. We were taken on a journey, and all the journey had building blocks of ups and downs and lessons in life which are very important for us. The last bit was the piece of the speech that meant the most to me. Every one of us, me included, faces every day downs and ups. It maketh the man when we get back up again. It maketh the man. Fantastic speech. Thank you so much. Well done. If I've got the order wrong next time, please tell me. The next one I have is Curtis. that correct?
That was,
Is that right?
yeah.
Good. Over to you. Topic is cryptocurrency and the thank you. Please.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have a question for you all. Who here knows what cryptocurrency actually is? No one? Yeah? Can you explain it?
I can't explain how it is.
Okay. Cryptocurrency is a digital currency in which transactions are verified and records maintained by a decentralized system using cryptography, rather than by a centralized authority. I chose this topic because Mr. David was curious about it when we talked about it last week. I also wanted to learn more about cryptocurrency, as it may be a good investment technique growing up. Now, most of you probably don't know what cryptography is. Well, cryptography is a very interesting term. Who here has a credit or debit card? Did you know cryptography is used in your bank cards and bank accounts? Almost everything we use now is from cryptography, ranging from our emails, password, and bank accounts. Cryptography, in simpler terms, means the process of hiding information or details so one person or the programmer, which has access to everything, can see it. We're getting a little bit off topic. We're just talking about cryptography, so let's go back to cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a digital currency that allows people to make purchases through an online system. The most popular cryptocurrency right now is Bitcoin, which most of you probably know. More expensive ones, less popular than Bitcoin, are Ethereum, Tether, USD Coin, Binance Coin, Ripple, Cardano, and Binance USD. The most popular cryptocurrency right now is Bitcoin, and one Bitcoin is worth $149,697.57 in Australian. The price of cryptocurrency is determined by the supply and demand, as well as the interest. If there is a high demand and low supply, the price goes up. If there is a low demand and high supply, the price goes down. Bitcoin was made by an unknown man, but goes by the fake name of Satoshi Nakamoto. There were originally 19,837 Bitcoin made, and there is still 1,119,652 Bitcoin that has still not been mined. But what do I mean by mine? Mining is a process of creating new complicated math problems that verify transactions into the currency. If you want to mine Bitcoin, it takes about 6.4 million kilowatts per hour to mine and extract a single one. Mining a single Bitcoin can take from either 10 minutes to 30 days, depending on your hardware and software setup. If you invested 100 Bitcoin in the year 2010, today you would have $7,964,042,400. You can cash out the Bitcoin directly into your bank account or sell it to someone else for the money it is worth. Did you know that the USA has the most crypto mining in the world? From 2020 to 2022 January, 37.8% of crypto mining occurred in the USA. Now I want to talk about something completely different. Before I talk, I want to thank Mr. Haki, Mr. Kurt, Mr. David, and Mr. Adam, which unfortunately he isn't here, for letting everyone here and I have this opportunity to engage in these helpful lessons. These past weeks have been very beneficial for me. I learned to be more confident in myself, make better decisions, make better speeches, all thanks to the teachers that have helped me. Mr. David making presentations also helped me understand better. I want to thank you for that. Listening to speeches and really absorbing the information about Danny's wonderful, marvelous, amazing, astonishing, miraculous, incredible, and stunning cat has helped me get to know everyone and Danny's cat better. Mr. David has helped us all, whether it was him telling us to stop using our ums and ahs, or telling us to move our hands more and use them to our advantage. I believe we have all learned a valuable lesson from him. Pointing out our mistakes, telling us he wasn't criticizing us but helping us. He changed our way of thinking, even if it was by a little. He had a positive intention and gave it to. He cared for our safety. For example, when Tilo did the backflip, he advised him not to do it again as he might hurt himself. He wrote down our flaws, and although I personally couldn't read his handwriting, he explained it in front of everyone, letting everyone else know who made the same mistakes, they were not alone. He shook our hands every time we finished a speech, even if it wasn't the best. He pointed out the good and the bad. He looked to the bright side and made the dark brighter. He made us think more about our mistakes. He taught. That's what he did. He taught us all to better ourselves. He took time out of his day just to teach us. The first time coming in here, no one knew what exactly we were going to learn about. Some of us didn't even have the ability to speak for 30 seconds. Coming into the second class, knowing he's a boring 3-hour long speech by, in quotes, a crazy old bald man. Coming in here today, I look forward to it. Sorry, wait. Coming in today, I look forward to it, knowing it will help me out in the future, whether it's a little, it still helps. Depending on what we learn in school, these lessons will help us improve our grades. We didn't just learn public speaking, we learned time management, we learned bus stops and problem solving. These skills will help us as adults. If you're presenting a khutbah or you have a presentation to show your employees. Mr. Haki, I would also like to thank you because you also played a great role in these classes. You took care of our Google Classroom and posted the presentations on it. Posting the presentations have helped me look over it and think about the topics and understand it. Mr. Cole, I also want to thank you for letting us have this opportunity to experience these wonderful classes. Thank you for listening.
I am a crazy old bald man, and I thank you for mentioning that. I'm also 71 years of age, and what you just said touched me here. Thank you. Another incredibly insightful speech. Why do I say insightful? I say it because not only did it inspire us to think about cryptocurrency, but there was an added benefit in there, which was a much appreciated expression of thanks for the time we spent together. That meant a lot to me. It was also very cleverly done. In terms of feedback, thank you for thinking about cryptocurrency to answer some of the questions that you and I talked about privately several weeks ago. I'm not sure I'm going to invest, but thank you for sharing it. Did it inspire us? You bet. Did it inspire me? Yes. Why? It inspired me to keep doing these sessions with people like you. Well done. Next I have on my list is the double-edged sword of social media. Amen.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, today I want to talk about something that's fused into almost every part of our daily lives. Something we cannot seem to escape: social media. Now I know that I've talked about this in previous weeks as well, but that was focusing on mainly the Islamic aspect of social media and how it impacts our Islamic life. Today I want to talk about how it actually impacts the whole world as a society. Whether we're checking our phones when we wake up, scrolling through the feed during lunch, or even in the middle of conversations, it's hard to imagine a world without it. At first glance, social media seems to offer so much. It connects us,
gives us a place to share our thoughts, and helps us keep in touch with people who are far away. It allows us to stay informed, be entertained, and sometimes even feel seen and heard. It's powerful without a doubt. I know that it's powerful, but it's also extremely dangerous. But when we dig a little deeper, we begin to see that this same tool would bring so many benefits, can also take away from the very thing that matters most in our lives. We've all heard stories of friendship and family staying connected through social media, whether it's through video calls, photos, or text messages. These connections can be lifelines, especially for those who feel isolated or far from home. Social media can also be a platform for change, where we can raise our voices about things that matter to us. For example, the war that's going on in Gaza. All of us are informed about that through social media. We raise our voice through social media. We inform everyone through social media, which is a great thing for us as Muslims. We've seen social media campaigns that have sparked movements all over the world, bringing attention to important causes and helping people find their tribe. But as much as social media brings people together, it can also leave us feeling distant than ever. There's something strange about the way it makes us feel connected, while also pushing us further away from the real world around us. We scroll through these perfect images of other people's lives and find ourselves wondering, why doesn't my life look like that? Why don't I have everything together the way they do? And it's not about comparison. It's the pressure to be constantly available, to post the right picture, to keep up with every single trend. As we all know, every month there's new stuff going on in social media. We try to connect, we try to stay up with social media, as that's how society stays close together. People talk about stuff, and if you don't even look at social media for 1 week, you'll be completely lost. You'll feel like you're completely aside from social media. Slowly over time, this pressure starts to wear us down. We begin to define our worth by the number of likes, comments, or follows we have. Our sense of self becomes tangled up in the digital world, and sometimes we forget what it feels like to be truly present in the moment. It's easy to overlook how much time we spend on our phones, checking notifications, or just mindlessly scrolling. But all this time we spend online, it comes at a great heavy cost. It takes away from the moment we could be having with the people right in front of us, our friends, our families, or even ourselves. And before we know it, hours have passed. It can feel like we're stuck in an endless cycle, one that's hard to break free from. And it's not just about the time we waste. Multiple studies around the world have shown that too much time spent on social media can actually have a real impact on our mental health. The more we immerse ourselves in the online world, the more we can start to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even depressed. For some, the constant flow of information can be draining, making it harder to focus on what truly matters. It's like we're always connected, but never truly there. The sad truth is that some of the most hurtful things can be happening in spaces where we expect to feel safe. Online bullying has been a growing problem, and it's not just for kids, it's for adults and teenagers as well. Mean comments, hateful messages, and personal attacks have become far too common for this society. It's easy to forget that behind every single screen is a human being sitting behind it. But somehow, the distance that a screen creates makes it easy to say things we would never say face to face. We might not always see it, but the real addiction to social media is real. We check our phones first thing in the morning, and before we go to bed, we're scrolling through posts and getting lost in the cycle. We might think it's harmless, but this constant distraction takes a great toll on our well-being. It affects how we sleep, how we focus, and how we interact with the world around us. So what do we have to do about all of this? I'm not just saying that social media is all bad. No, it's not. We could gather great information about today's world, but it's actually how we use it. If we start paying attention of how much time we spend online and what we're actually doing with that time, we can take control. We don't have to let social media take over our lives. Maybe it's about finding a balance, setting limits, taking breaks from the screen to reconnect with people in real life, or just to be still and enjoy the present moment. And if we take a step back and think about the future of social media, we have the power to shape what it becomes. Technology is evolving, and social media will continue to grow. But will it make our lives better, or will it continue to drain us of what really matters? It's up to us to decide how we really want to live. It's up to us to answer those questions I just asked you. The future doesn't have to be one where we all are consumed by screens. We can choose to be more mindful about how we interact with social media so that it adds to our lives instead of taking away from it. We can't escape the presence of social media. I know it's almost impossible because the world revolves around social media. But we can make a choice to spend less time to help us grow. That helps us build real connections, and that helps us feel good about who we really are. Thank you.
Another passionate and inspiring speech. Thank you and congratulations. The double-edged sword of social media. Even the title suggests that there's two sides to the debate. And that was a clever choice. What you did then was build on that message to talk about the fact, yes, you've talked about social media before, but you took it down to another level when you talked about the consequences it can have in our lives. We can all relate to that. There's been tests done many times over now, research projects, which analyses what happens when people are taken off social media for a week. If you haven't seen them, read the research. It's actually very positive because of the consequences social media can have on us. And that was your message. The words I liked: connections can be lifelines. That's a positive. There's also a negative, which is the connections, sadly and regrettably, have forced people to take their own lives, as we know. So it's a dangerous area unless we control it, and you handle that message very effectively as the double-edged sword. I particularly like when you said face to face. That was vocal variety and pause, and it worked. Well done, thank you. I think we have two more to go. I think. Yep. There's been a pecking order, almost a piece of democracy and a negotiation going on here, to have the next speaker being Semi, followed by Zahid. So Semi, please. The title is Starting a Business, a Roadmap for Success. Over to you.
It's a pleasure to speak with you today about something that many of us dream about, starting our own business. Whether you always had the dream or the spirit to consider the idea, the path to launching your own venture is an exciting one filled with challenges and rewards. Today I'll break down the key steps to starting your business in three main areas: planning and research, legal structure and legislation, and launching and growing your business. But by understanding these crucial elements, you'll have a roadmap for success. Number one, planning and research. The first step in in a successful business venture is through planning. In fact, it's often said that failing to plan is planning to fail. A business plan is more than just a document. It's a foundation on which your business plan will be built. It forces you to think deeply about your businesses, your customers, your competition, and your goals. Start by identifying your business idea, something that aligns with your passion or expertise of what you want to do, or you may still be considering different options. That's okay. It's important that you take your time to research the market. This means understanding who your competitors are and what they offer, and where there are gaps in the market that you could fill. For example, if you want to start a clothing store, look at existing competitors and what they offer. Make sure your store is unique and different. Or maybe there's an opportunity to create a specific demographic idea. Once you have done your research, it's time to call your business plan. This plan will include several key elements. An executive summary, a detailed description of your products and services, market analysis, and financial projections. Your financial plan is particularly important, as it will help you understand your startup costs, estimate your revenue, and forecast how long it will take a day for your business to become profitable. A solid business plan not only provides a clear direction for you, but also helps attract investors, lenders, as you should need funding. I recommend spending time on this step. The better your planning and research, the easier it will be to analyze and navigate the hurdles that come along the way. Think of it as preparing for your journey. The more you know about the path ahead, the less likely you will get lost. 2. Legal structure and registration. Once your idea is clear and your business plan is in place, the next step is an important step in deciding on the legal structure of your business. This decision will impact your taxes, liability, and operations. The four most common business structures are sole proprietorship. This is the simple structure, where you alone own and operate the businesses. However, as a sole owner, you should take full responsibility and liability for any debts. Partnership. This structure shared between 2 or more people, and responsibilities, profits, and losses are divided among the partners while you give more resources and ideas. It also means sharing control. Limited liability company, LLC. An LLC provides essential liability protection, meaning your personal assets are separate from your business's debts or legal actions. This structure offers more flexibility in terms of taxes and operations. Corporation. This is the most complex structure, ideal for businesses that are for planning and scaling, quickly raising investment, or offer stock. A corporation is considered in separating legal entity, meaning you can own, sue, and be sued in its own name. Each structure has its advantages and disadvantages. So take time to assess your business needs. For example, if you're a solo entrepreneur looking for flexibility, an LLC might be ideal for you. If you're entering into a partnership with someone else, a partnership agreement will be necessary to outline each party's responsibilities. Once you've selected your business structure, it's time to register your business. You need to file with the appropriate local, state, or federal authorities. This includes choosing a business name and ensuring that it's available and unique. In many cases, you also need an employer identification number, EIN, from the IRS, which is essential for tax purposes and if you are planning on hiring employees, payroll processing. In addition, depending on your industry and location, you may need certain licenses and permits to legally operate your business. This can include health permits, building permits, or zoning clearances. Research the specific requirements in your area to ensure compliance and avoid potential fines. Number 3, launching and growing your businesses. Now that the legal framework is in place, it's time to launch your businesses. This is the moment when all your planning comes along and together, and it's an exciting time. But launching a business isn't just about opening your doors or launching your website. It's about preparing for success in the long run. One of the first things you need to do is set up set up a business location. If starting a physical store, find a location that attracts the target customers. For online business, ensure your website is easy to navigate, professional, and secure. The digital world is vital for modern businesses. Having an online presence will reach a better, broader audience. At the same time, you need to establish your brand identity. Your brand should reflect your business's values and appeal to your customers, the target audience. This includes designing a memorable logo, choosing your brand colors, and ensuring your message is consistent across all marketing materials. Building a strong brand identity will help you stand out and build trust with your customers. Next, consider your marketing strategy. How will you attract customers to your businesses? Use both traditional methods and digital marketing social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are powerful tools for businesses of all sizes. Paid ads, campaigns, search engine optimization, and word of mouth are all valuable ways to reach a customer. Your marketing efforts should be continuous and adapt to what works best for your audience. Once your business is up and running, focus on providing excellent customer service. Building strong relationships with your customers is one of the key points. One of the best ways to ensure repeat businesses and positive word of mouth is services and process. Customer satisfaction is paramount to a thriving business. Finally, always keep an eye on your finances. Track your expenses on a healthy financial path. If necessary, adjust your business model based on performance data and market trends. Growth doesn't happen overnight, but with persistence and management, it will come through. Thank you and good luck on your entrepreneurial journey. Let's cut off the
We've had social media, we've had dirty water, we've had different versions of dirty water. We've had cryptocurrency. Now we're setting up a
And Mohammed
business.
Saad from Year 10 heading to the front office with your bag. You are going home. Mohammed Saad from Year 10 to the front office. Thank you.
I want to congratulate Sammy on putting together a very detailed delivery on what it takes to start a business. I know it because I've started many. So what was delivered today was very, very carefully considered with an opening, a body and conclusion. The road for success was the key point here. Every business has got choices. Not everybody makes the right choice. But that's what business people have to do. Great use of notes. The notes were there, but the eye contact with the audience was not adversely impacted. I stopped writing. We talked about the market. We talked about the business plan, the financial plan. We talked about other elements that are incredibly important, which is the legal status of the business. I actually found that the speech flowed well, and for people wanting to start your own business, you'd have to be inspired by that because it's answered more questions than you probably ever thought of. Sammy, well done. Thank you. Two brothers are having a discussion there about what's going to happen next. Say it, please. I have no idea what your speech title is.
Confidence.
Confidence. What a great title. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Zaid, as you guys know, and I'll be talking about confidence. You can't overcome fear, start your own business, or have a successful organization to build a wealth without your confidence. We all know that feeling, the moment where you're about to speak in front of everyone or introduce something new to your class. That feeling that you get is like a knot in your stomach, doesn't let you express your feelings. The fear of failure is a fear of judgment, the fear of not being good enough. These feelings are natural. They happen to everyone, but they're the truth. Confidence isn't about the absence of fear. It's the ability to face fear and keep moving forward. Confidence isn't about being perfect or always having a perfect figure. It isn't about trying to impress others or give others what they want. Even the most successful people, the ones we look up to, experience self-doubt from time to time. Confidence is about trusting in yourself and your ability to learn from now on, no matter what challenges you face, you just gotta keep going forward. Now you might be wondering, how do we build confidence? Building confidence doesn't just come overnight or like the next day. Building confidence, you have to change your whole mindset. You got to shift your whole mindset. You got to, instead of saying, I can't do this, I'm too scared to go up in front of the class, just think about what would happen if I did it and everyone forgot about it. No one's gonna care. After recognizing your mistakes, you're gonna recognize that your mistakes are the reason why you're up forward. Your mistakes are just a part of the process, and without your mistakes, you wouldn't move any forward. They show us what we need to improve on and how we capable of moving forward and learning from our own self-doubts. When you think about it, confidence is not something we're born with. It's something we overcome and have. Confidence is just like a skill. It's like learning how to ride a bike or playing a sport. The more you practice, the more you express yourself, the more confidence you have. Every time you take a step out of your comfort zone and try to overcome your fear, you're training your brain to handle new situations with more courage. Each time you push yourself a little more, the muscle gets stronger. One of the most important things to remember is that confidence isn't just being about the best or having all the answers or being the smartest. It's about how comfortable you are in your own situation, like being proud of your unique qualities and how you're going to express what you're talking about. Your value isn't determined by what people think you are. Your values are who you think you are and the talents you have and your strength. And that's what makes us all important. Confidence comes from accepting who you are. Without accepting who you are, you'll just be scared to express everything you want to say. You won't be able to introduce anything to your class. With all your strengths and imperfections, and knowing that you have something special to offer the world, that's when you start stepping ahead and overcoming your fear. Think about all the times you felt proud of yourself. Think about all the times you went out of your comfort zone and you asked someone you were scared to go up to and ask them a question. They'll answer you, of course they did. They wouldn't just leave you. That feeling of pride comes in, and the reflection of your confidence in your own abilities. Whether it's a tough exam or a difficult conversation or even a moment when you feel unsure of yourself, confidence will still always be there, and if you use your confidence, you'll overcome any situation. But I also want to talk about the role of supporting each other. Without supporting your friend, telling him to go up to do something that he wants to do but he's scared of doing, your friend isn't just going to go up to them and think he has confidence. You're going to have to encourage them and support them. Sometimes we may feel insecure because of what others said. That's the other way of supporting your friend. Sometimes people don't want to introduce something new to their friends because they think their friends will look down on them and they'll be jealous of them. But that's not the type of friends we should actually have. We all face struggles, but when we lift each other up, we create a positive environment where everyone can thrive. Confidence grows when we feel connected. And lastly, I want to leave you with this. Confidence is a journey and destination. It's something that we all can work on every day. Some days will be harder than others, but every step forward counts. So don't be discouraged if you don't feel confident at all times. That's normal. The key is to keep practicing, keep challenging yourself, and keep believing that you have what it takes to succeed. Thank you very much.
Confidence is a journey and a destination. If that didn't inspire anybody, I don't know what else could be, because it puts this smoke and mirrors, which is confidence, and you said it very well. We're not born with confidence. None of us are. It puts it into perspective. It's a journey and a destination. We can't all be confident all the time. That's what you said. That is a very strong message. I like the clear and structured speaking pace. The hand gestures were quite well used. You stated what confidence really was and what it was not. The only piece of feedback I'd give you is, we've talked about this before, just limit the rocking. It's much better, but limit that and I'll be even more delighted and proud than I already am. Thank you so much. Is the principal coming?
He's sick.
I just want to say a few words, if the camera's still on.
Yeah.
I want to say this to the parents that are watching. We embarked on this course to help your young adults become even more effective when they leave the campus. This was life skills, not academia. But it's interesting because there's a link between life skills and academia. And I'm hopeful that at least one of you, hopefully more, one of you have understood the links that I talked about in week 1. The links about why we do public speaking and leadership. You have all, every single one of you, have grown immensely in the last 6 weeks. And I want the parents watching this to understand how proud I am of your children and young adults. And I want to encourage you as parents to continue to invest in life skill development for your children and young adults before they go out into the real world. Adults have been in the real world, some more than others at 71 years of age, and experienced some hard lessons and some more difficult lessons. But parents, if I can appeal to you, encourage your family members to support the 6 weeks we've spent here together, because not only have I enjoyed it, I suspect most of your children and young adults have enjoyed at least some of the sessions we've been through, hopefully more. It's been a privilege for me to work with your children and young adults, and I hope I get to do it again in the future. Thank you for allowing me to be part of the course. To my students, my new brothers, the ones that I stand proudly with in Juma prayers every Friday, thank you for the honour, thank you for your cooperation, and thank you for your courtesy and respect. Assalamu alaikum.
Do it together, shaking hands together. And first of all, guys, it is the first time I'm attending this session, and actually I'm very regretful that why did I miss, I'm asking myself why did I miss the other ones, to be honest. And also on the behalf of the all Elizabeth East campus, and I would say that I'm so amazed. And then I straight away, after leaving this classroom, I emailed to the entire Elizabeth East family and the teachers, and I said, guys, I'm super amazed, and then you would like to see that, and then I shared the link with them, and probably they will be watching, and we will be making little videos. And thank you very much to Mr. David Purcell to organize this, And could you please put your hands together for him? And thank you to Hakkı, and he has been following up this and then helping the Mr. David Purcell since the beginning. And I think he is the hero behind the scene. For that, please put your hands together for him. So now we have prepared a certificate for you, and then I will call your name out one by one, and I would like to give this one. Actually, I think this is a really important certificate of appreciation. That one, you can use this one in your life. So I have a little story with a high school graduate, and one day he came to me and then he said that, "Sir, can you write a reference letter for me? Alright, because I'm going to apply for the university and they would like to see some certificates or anything that I have done at the school, and then I can present it that to have the university." And then it was the University of Sydney actually. So, and then I asked him, "You have been participating in many activities and you were giving some other certificates. Why didn't you use that?" And he said, "I lost all of them." So then it just actually tells me that I had a really important responsibility for you. So you guys, please do not underestimate any program that you have been participating at the school. So it is a really great opportunity for you and for the future, and you can use those kind of certificates in your life anytime. All right. And that's why I highly recommend you keep it somewhere and then put it somewhere very safe, and then you may, when you apply for the university and or any other schools, that you can see that. Well, as Mr. David Purcell mentioned, yes, you learn a lot of things and it's about your academia and then subjects one, but on the top of that, when you get a job, it is going to be very important that one, do you have some extra skills? So this leadership program that shows me that, particularly when someone has the leadership role, and the first thing I am looking at as a principal, how this person's communication skill. If it is good, and then I hire the person or give the position to that person. So then I think you have learned and improved your communication skills through this program. All right, let's start the award ceremony. And then can I call Mr. Abraham Ahmed first? Thank you. And the next one is Zaid Abdul Majid. Thank you. And next one is Burak Aslan. Congratulations, bro. All right. Next one is and Firdaus Mirza Rahmanov. Okay. Next one is Adam Ahmed. Congratulations. Thank you. Next one is Ahmed Yusuf Shanlı. Captain. Congratulations. All right. Next one is Numatullah Kodevjunov. Thank you. And Mohammed Saifuddin, next one. Congratulations. All right, next one is Nadir Ali. All right, next one is Dani Mazwadi. All right, next one is Musa Kurbani. And last one, but not the least one, Ahmed Abdul Majid. Yes. Guys, can I have everybody here to get the Kodak moment? Group photo. Group photo. Yes, please. Yep. Please bring all your. Yes, bring your certificates together. Hakan, yes, gentlemen, come in. And I think we have plenty of space. And we may have the 2 lines. Some people can go to the front for the group photo.
I'm tall. Don't worry, I'm tall. You know what, Danny, I'll come.
All right. Yes. Come to the front. Come to the front. Yes.
I'm very
Guys, tall at the back.
Yeah, my bad. To the right.
Are you ready?
Taking photographs of the 2 cameras.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
Okay, thank you very much. What were you doing? This smart?
I was just.
All right, and what happened also, I shared the link with your parents at the moment. And if you would like to watch yourself later, it is going to be on Pinnacle College website. And I shared the link with your parents, and then you may ask them. You can get your part. Probably we will be downloading each of them and splitting into the small pieces, small videos, then share it with you later. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day.
So